with a good draft that, if piloted well, can just run over this PSG comp. They're very squishy.
So about 2 minutes 58 was Ginger's clear on the Zyra. So we'll see if Forest can match it, but I do feel like Ginger's going to disallow it by having some little cheese strat available to himself.
Yeah, PSG with the Ashe this time around, so they go for the invade, kind of similar to what SoftBank did in the previous game.
And Evie realizing that they're probably going to look aggressively, and he is just once again sitting in the spot side with his team. It's something he does time and time again against DCG, both in the spring and in the summer. It found fantastic amounts of value.
Yeah, but PSG picking the wrong side of the map, or maybe the right side of the map. Who knows how these level 1 fights go. They do get some vision on the top side jungle of SoftBank, which is going to help them keep track of the Zyra, but they probably have a good idea of what he's up to anyway. Same mid lane matchup. Went perfectly even last time. Interesting to have bone plating on the Zeri. Seems really easy to proc just with the Gatling gun.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Now, I mean, I guess it probably blocks like the auto attack then, right? So you are getting value out of it either way, but Evie starting with that dash. Arja, actually, he's just winning this trade. But
nice ward here.
Everyone misses out on those minions. I wonder... No, Evie definitely was in range of them, so...
Yeah, I think so.
It is just 3 minions going away.
Yeah, nice ward for Evie there. Prevents any shenanigans from the Vayne. And PSG will have bot lane prio once again, this time much less surprising. With an Alistar up against something like Rel Ashe. You just can't walk up to this wave ever. Marble looks like he was in range for all the creeps going down. Betty puts some pressure on him and denies some creeps here. So going to be a reasonable CS lead off the first wave for PSG. We're going to have a really big third wave crash here, and we saw PSG use these opportunities to just recall and get a cull on Betty a lot of the time. We'll see what he does this time around.
Okay. Forrest, he's definitely not making the 2 minutes 54. Well, I think he's a second or two behind Ginger's last clear as well.
Yeah. We'll see if he decides to go for the top crab. I think he should just cross to the bot lane unless he's going to try gank this Vayne, but we've seen how well Aja plays with these ghost top laners. Used to be the TF, now it's the Vayne. He's so difficult to get on. Dasher having a good time in mid this time around, landing some of these Qs.
Yeah, and getting the level up for that mana as well. Yeah, Aja going to now note to his team where the Zyra is. Not going to pay any tax for it.
Now Forrest looks like he wants to stand his ground and fight here. Has mid prio.
Has mid prio, but no mana here on Dasher. And RJ on the other side able to get here well before Evie. Means this Scuttle Crab will absolutely, certainly be picked up by Ginger, who does get rooted up, but actually isn't really taking that much damage. Forrest actually going for the Comet, whereas Ginger last game did go for that Electrocute.
Yeah, they both had Electrocute in the last game. Can Forrest actually get this crab? It seems pretty unrealistic looking at the state of bot lane. These champions from the side of PSG just stronger at this point in the game too. Ashe loves these fights.
But he has to be careful. Betty trying to find his way into auto attack away at Marble, and he finds his way on him now, but the knock up from Vista. Betty though, he has that barrier, gonna pop it, gonna dodge out most of it at least.
From Marble.
The damage from this Ignite is, Ginger actually picks up that crab as well. And the bot lane of PSG will get away. So they are paying a little bit of a price here. Will almost certainly lose out on some of these minions, but it is Ginger who reaps the rewards.
Yeah, and Flash is just lost for Marble during this fight.
Evie! My lord. God, he's almost solo killed.
Yeah, has teleport on the Gnar, so should be okay to TP and get back to this wave that is unfortunately pushing away from him. So good recall for Aja here.
Yeah, and he doesn't have teleport, so
needs
important that he looks for this recall, and he might actually pop the Ghost to get back to lane. We'll see. It's something that he did often on the Twisted Fate.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to. Gnar's wave clear is just so terrible.
Yeah, I guess he does not even close to Mega Gnar.
Yeah, I think he's going to make it to this wave. Maybe we'll miss a creep or two under tower, but holding on to the Ghost feels massive on this Vayne. Feel ungankable with it. And he's going to be up quite a bit of CS once he does get to these creeps. Yeah, as expected, does miss actually just one creep on the Vayne, and is going to get the rest.
Oh, Misses an extra 2, but not because he wasn't there in time. So he gets the XP, which half the time is half the battle.
Observer's putting the pressure on this Vayne. Aja, pretty
Even
clean.
zooming in a little bit. I like that.
Yeah, Evie can go for another recall here, but it looks like he's just going to hang around. And yeah, advantage for PSG. You see how well they use these prio lanes. Aja level 6. And, this is why I thought Evie may as well go for the recall. He can't even walk up to the wave as it's coming back towards him. 2v3 in the mid lane. So allows Maple to get onto this wave and push it in. And then rotate with his jungler towards these Void Grubs, which are just straight up uncontestable, I think, for the side of SoftBank. Forest is making his way towards the Dragon, much less XP for the Dragon. Which is why a lot of these junglers just prefer the Void Grubs early game.
Yeah, but I think you and I both agree, if
Dragon
the game stays even, then yeah, the Dragon just has more value because eventually it applies more pressure.
Yeah, but we've seen how hard PSG have been pushing in these side lanes. So the Void Grub's going to help out. Might turn into some plates, especially in this top lane. Asher kind of being scared off by Maple there. Oh, and Forest had to get off the Dragon.
Yeah, just realizing that the Void Grubs weren't contested means that Woody gets off it, heads straight down there, and it is just a 1v1 essentially between that jungle and support. But now Ginger's down here, and you know, if ever there was an example of getting your cake and eating it too, it seems like it's Ginger this game.
Yeah, gets all the crabs, gets all the objectives on the map. And yeah, these ganks onto Aja just not working out at all. Look at the river vision, right? 2 pinks in the topside river here. For Aja just mean he is so safe.
And a trade in the mid lane. It is Maple losing his ult.
The Nara just has not looked like the best when he doesn't get a lead, which...
That's one way to put what's happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the blind Gnar. You know, in theory, you're probably like, okay, he's not going to pick Vayne into Gnar. He's only ever picked it into Cassante. Usually into Gnar, he'll play, you know, just lock in the Cassante. The Renekton's already banned. So he's probably just going to play the Cassante, just accept that he's losing the matchup and has a better time in the team fights. Nope. That's not the way PSG do things. Just locks in the Vayne anyway.
Yeah. Also, the bot lane just not going that great. Marble probably had to play the last, you know, few minutes very safe on the MF. This time the cleanse makes a lot of sense on the MF. So, be grateful he picked that up later on. So, not super useful for the early lane phase. So, he's kind of down 2 sums once he loses his flash in that river fight. And it's turned into a bit of a CS advantage for Betty.
Yeah, CS advantage, 600 gold ahead. Nothing really happening outside of those objectives. Forest now looking for Aja, but look at Aja's ward.
Did he see?
Yeah. The ward's, he walked through the ward.
Okay.
Woody's here, but it's a nice ult out of Evie, but here comes the Enchanted Crystal Arrow! Aja's taken out for first blood! It's going to be traded though, Ginger gets 1, Forest has nowhere to go. Will just be taken out here, no need to use ults or anything. Just the Ashe ult committed.
Yeah, and look how close the fight between the junglers is. How many times have we praised Woody for just being in the right place at the right time, just has a sixth sense. It wasn't PSG pulling the trigger on that play, but Woody is still just there and ready for the go from SoftBank. That is the first time he's shown up top, and it pays off. The jungle fight might go the other way.
Yeah, Aja, I mean, he had Flash, he had Ghost as well, and not using it, wasn't able to find a fleet footwork auto
goes
attack.
down. Yeah, and then Junjia, this kill is just very easy with his jungler there. Not so easy without Woody here, honestly. Look how much damage he takes from Forest. Maybe could get away or maybe turn it around. So massive start for Junjia.
Yeah, I mean, Junjia didn't use ult, so I think Forest dies either way, but you get to keep ult by Woody being there, which is massive, right? Because it means now, if you want to go and contest these Void Grubs, you're going to have the Lilia ult. You're not worried about that. All sums available outside of Aja's Flash as well after that play.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they didn't pull the trigger on the 2v2 dive. They should be able to at least get Betty's Flash off of him with the MF ulti, but we'll have it now available for the Dragon. SoftBank, if they want to contest this. Forest running up to the top side makes me think that won't be happening. Has his Wolf spawning now. Now, oh, they actually didn't do this Dragon before PSG.
Yeah, they just came and got the crab, and now they came and got the crab and the Dragon this time.
Yeah.
So pulling it further and further ahead. It was 600 gold not 2 minutes ago. Now we're up to 1.3k as PSG. They're feeling pretty confident. RJ being looked at. Oh my god! Never in my life have I seen that interaction before, but RJ pulling it off, and now for the CC down, he's actually looking to play aggressive. He's got that ghost pop, but the final hour will run out.
Yeah, had no flash on the Vayne. Might have been able to do something here, SoftBank. They get the ghost off of him and the ulti, which takes some pressure off of... Oh, Dasher.
Yeah, Dasher has to be careful. Woody has flash, but he's not going to commit it as Valkyrie is used there. Void Grub's now started by the side of PSG. Flash forward from Forest. Strangle Thorns does go wide as Ginger is able to flash away from them, but this means he can now no longer flash forward aggressively into these Void Grubs. Woody, on the other hand, certainly can. The arrow from downtown is going to connect here onto Marble. Marble cleanses it, trying to get onto RJ. Not going to be able to. Ginger lands the two-man bowling ball. It's going to be onto Forest. Forest now is going to go to sleep, and Woody comes in with that crash down with the Magnet Storm, and Vista now trying to get Maple off his case, but won't be able to as Maple claims one for himself, and Dasher not able to find any value. It's PSG once again coming out on top.
And while that happened, Evie just got solo killed by Aja, and Betty just sat in the bot lane farming up. That was 5 people on the side of SoftBank rotated here for these Void Grubs. Betty is just farming away. Yeah, Aja found a condemn. Oh, Evie holds onto his flash just for too long. Marble is trying to get onto this Vayne too, but got stunned up and lost his cleanse. Junjia somehow finds a 2-man ulti in this fight as well. Woody, 3-man rel Q is ridiculous. You don't see those land very often. Maple again benefiting from his support, playing out of his mind in these fights.
Yeah, now PSG, this lead has ballooned. To be entirely honest, it's now up to near on 3k as our AD and supports are now in the top lane. Kind of
look at the plate spot. Betty just sat there.
Yeah, it was 4v5. It kind of was, right? His ult actually probably had more value in that fight than Marble.
Yeah, Marble just didn't get any impact in that fight. Wasn't able to use his ulti.
So it's a 4v5 asterisk.
Yeah, especially with Evie just going down to Aja. Yeah, you get why SoftBank continued the fight there, even though Forrest had used his ulti very early. Because they had 5 members. You kind of have to fight if you've rotated all 5 members to an objective. You look pretty silly if you don't. Gonna be some plates up here for the side of SoftBank. Vista has his ulti up and his flash up. A lot of pressure on him this game to make some plays.
Yeah, Betty, he's not going to be able to get to his tower at the moment with 3 people up here, but Woody trying to escort him there. Forrest denying, though. It is just so hard to walk through this Zyra. Still, Arja in the bottom side there.
Can they even get this turret? Top
1v0. Not just yet, as actually Betty ending up doing a lot of damage with these volleys. Woody being looked at, the Strangle Forms is nice, but Woody's going to get his way out. It's a nice ultimate, but the bullet time should confirm at least 1 kill. Betty, he's still playing aggressive, he's still walking forward, but there's now 5 people up here. There are 5 people on Betty. The teleport coming in from Maple, and maybe he's going to put himself in trouble too. The lightning crash comes down, and Maple, he's trying to 1v5. I don't think you're as strong as you were last game, buddy. Get on out of there. Is everything landing, but not quite the damage for the kill. But Junjia now, he's looking for his turn to 1v5. Not going to find it. But it is just Arja on the other side of the map claiming 2 towers. There was some kills over to the side of SoftBank, but still I think overall gold once again will be favoring PSG Talon.
Yeah, they pick up First Blood Tower and the bot tier 2 on this Vayne. This is going to be a monster Vayne for Aja, who's played so well this game. And I think PSG honestly just overstaying here. Yeah. I think they don't need to lose members here. It doesn't actually change the play all that much. They stop the recalls from the side of SoftBank. But this TP from Maple, I think, was just a mistake. He could even TP mid here and pressure the mid-tier one instead of going for this, as he almost does go down. And he isn't synced up with Junjia well enough to really turn this around.
Oh, back to live, and this game went from 0 action to all the action in the world, as we are now playing aggressively over this Rift Herald. It looks like SoftBank getting now control over the river. Nice knock up onto Junjia, who has flash available if he needs to use it, but he gets stunned up, and he's not even going to be able to. Just great CC chaining as Forrest walks in, claims the Eye of the Herald there, and it is just a shutdown going over to Dasher. Very greedy with the summoner there was Junjia, and SoftBank doing a marvelous job capitalizing.
Yeah, they won't be able to pick up this dragon, though. Playing a little more patient this time around with their cooldown SoftBank. When their CC is available, there is nothing on the side of PSG that can actually face check or tank up any of this damage. Even Woody will go down really quickly. Aja is just going to solo the dragon.
Yeah, Forest on the other side of the map now.
He's been pinged. Just very vulnerable. 0 rage bar on this Gnar, but can't really show his face bot.
Yeah, and Arjo without teleport is just being played completely away from. He's now roaming up, trying to look for something possibly onto Marble, who doesn't have flash just yet. This could be really dangerous for Marble. And China Crystal Arrow up for Betty. He just used it. He next. And it's going to be cleansed away from. But Archie's here now. This is a massive vein. But how can he kite? He's getting ran at. Marble loses ult, loses his cleanse, gets his flash back up now. So he's going to feel pretty safe. And ultimately, it was a ghost used on the top side, though. Evie getting jumped at, and he's really suffering. Dodges out of that bowling ball.
Okay, so they keep the game balanced, do SoftBank. I think if they lose a member there, it's pretty bad for them. They lose a lot of towers. But so far, it's okay. They'll be able to Rift Herald mid. We'll see if this materializes into a tower.
No Enchanted Crystal Arrow, no Lightning Crash.
Yeah, it
no
looks like
final
should be.
hour. Pretty hard for PSG to put up any sort of solid defense. As you see there, they won't be able to. Oh, my lord, that was close.
Just completely unnecessary hop into the Rift Herald there by Vista. Almost gets him killed.
But yeah, able to get out. That's the important part. So SoftBank will keep their support up and available. 1.5k gold now for PSG, as it has gotten ever so closer after some mistakes from them. And oh my god, the Rift Herald nearly crashed.
Yeah, not quite, unfortunately, for Shelly. As, yeah, Evie just cannot hold these towers. Did have members rotating towards him. There's Woody. He gets spotted out by the Scryer Bloom. Maybe they go on Woody. Forrest finishing his back makes me think that won't be the case.
People going to allow the wave to go down and claim himself that. Evie is suffering in terms of that CS. But
87 at 17 minutes. My goodness. You kind of just wish you were the Cassante at this point.
Yeah, it's much easier to find value in the team fights. Nah, you know, every time your flash is up, you wait there. Especially us, you know, we're sitting there like, oh my god, this could be it. We saw Lakai, I think, have the best Gnar ult so far in the PCS, a 4-man he found. I think that was in stage 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, and this Gnar is just a minion this game.
Yeah, at the moment, not even at the Triforce, just Phage and some boots feels pretty miserable up against the Blade of the Ruined King here for Arja.
Yeah, and he honestly has to be scared just clearing these waves with no Ghost on the Vayne available right now, but maybe the ulti from Aja is just enough to chase him down. I think Maple could threaten some chase downs as he's really farmed. As this Triforce now, Heavy does not change the 1v1 at all against either of these solo laners, but will do a bit of damage in these fights if he finds an ulti.
Yeah, and importantly though, Dasher at 2 items. Actually spiking very hard at 60 more stacks and he'll be very, very spiked.
Yeah, meanwhile, Junjia though, definitely already spiked. No need to wait. Was 20 CS up earlier this game. They find a nice pick onto Junjia, who was running away from the game. That pick was massive. Dasher has Woody behind him.
Yeah, Woody's there, but he's got no one with him.
Woody's in trouble.
Yeah, Woody actually might just get taken out. The crash down, the shield's nice. Vayne's coming, RJ. Woody lives on 1 HP and RJ condemns. Not going to let his support go down like that.
Yeah, Dasher
Woody will make it away. Does lose his flash though, and that's a really big engage tool.
Yeah, might even miss it more than Dasher. Is a higher priority target, the Corki, but has the Valkyrie. Now Evie stuck holding this lane down 2 levels against Maple. Looks like his wave clear is good enough, though half of the HP on this tower is missing already. Now you have to start picking up some of these dragons if you're the side of SoftBank. Don't want to be playing against PSG with Soul Point and 2 winning side lanes.
This is true, but they're doing a really good job of not only stemming the bleeding, but bring it back.
Yeah, both games.
Now only 1.5k gold. It just, bit by bit, is edging closer to them.
Yeah.
Still, Woody surviving there is heartbreaking because that would have been really nice to get him off the map. As you said, this dragon coming up, having the support down means it's really hard to get the vision set up if you're spawning at roughly the same time as the objective spawns. But Woody's going to be here, gets his wards. He's able to get them down. He's able to even look for a recall if he wanted to refresh that support item.
Yeah.
Chooses not to, chooses to stay on the map as probably a wise decision. Arja with complete bot lane control. Betty fighting now for the mid lane control, but being that they don't have that tower is going to be near on impossible. And the Scuttle Crab going over to Just Forest is
almost
going to do a big job of clearing out. Ulti lands. Dasher, remember, he does not have access to that cleanse or flash, and he's going to get locked down, but Arja's taken out. Dasher with all the damage in the world. Dasher's going to get flashed on, though. Junja, he collects the kill. It's a 2 for 2 now as Maple is playing aggressively yet again. The bullet time. Not with the damage. The ultimate movement speed that Maple was able to get for himself is enough. Evie, he has flash too. He has that ultimate and he's now the Mega Gnar. He's looking aggressively, but Woody's here on his flank. The flash forward, Betty. It's just going to be found. Evie with the ult. And Woody can do nothing about this. It's a top lane from the LGL. Evie finds the angle and finds the win for SoftBank.
Yeah, and they let Evie pick up the kill there. Marvel makes an intelligent play partway through that fight to just get on the mid wave and heal up with his Bloodthirster. Maple looked like he was about to take over that fight, but honestly, Evie is untiltable, is what you can safely say. Having watched this guy for 2 playoffs now, doesn't matter how far behind he is, he will find impact, and it's just Aja getting caught here, just getting way too aggressive, completely blind. Forrest lands the snare onto the Vayne, one-shots him, and Junjia commits really hard here to finish off Dasher on the core. He goes down 2, and it looked like Maple is just going to be able to kill Marble, but nice flash from him into Fog on top of his pink ward. And here, Marble just beelines it for the mid wave as Evie. Honestly, I thought Evie was in trouble, but they had burned all of Betty's sums earlier on in this fight. I did not realize that, and Evie honestly outplays him, lands everything, ults him into this massive MF. And I was going to say before this fight broke out, this is a ridiculously good MF game because you actually don't need a good ulti in this game. This MF with an ID and a Bloodthirster finished already is just 2-tapping all of these champs on the side of PSG.
SoftBank Hawks, the coaching staff, very happy. Arja, disappointing performance there, and a lot of your gold is on this Vayne. Got that solo kill, got a bunch of CS lead. And
all the towers too.
All the towers, that is the big one. Those 2, both First Blood Tower and then the inner tower, almost entirely solo.
Yeah, and Dasher without his flash, able to just draw a bunch of ultis and bait Junjia into dying with him. Junjia even using his flash there as well, so good fight from him, not in terms of damage, but in terms of positioning, definitely.
Yeah, he was just no follow-up, and that could be because Woody lost out on his flash, but also because Arja was just beelining it to him and got stunned up by Forrest.
I didn't see what happened to Betty's sums either in that fight. He just had no sums when Evie went on him. So someone's played that fight very well on the side of SoftBank to get those sums off of him.
Yeah, maybe Vista.
Yeah, probably Vista. Looked like Forrest used absolutely everything on Aja. And yeah, SoftBank suddenly in it with a really good chance this game. They slow down the Dragon stacking of PSG.
Yeah.
And remember,
they even out the gold.
Yeah, and PSG, are down a TP this game, so the massive macro advantages they get usually running people around the map after them won't be as easy this time around.
Absolutely not, but they do just have Prio still in their 2 side laners.
Yeah.
So can rotate a Vayne and a Zeri very quickly throughout the map.
Though at this point, yeah, Maple does recall for a Zeal, but Dasher should be really strong in the 1v1 right now.
Yeah, still team fighting, I would say, goes in favor of the Zeri. If you're able to find a nice angle. And Maple, he's so far proved that he is able to pretty consistently.
Vista, so far up is Vista, but has this team behind him. Dasher bringing in the bot wave too. We'll see if they make a play on this bot tower. Maple has his flash though.
Yeah, and Marble doesn't. Marble no flash, Forest no flash. Very vulnerable are these 2 champions. If PSG can find their way onto it.
Yeah, completely unafraid of the fight are SoftBank though.
Arja with both Psalms. He's already down here in the bot side, so you don't have to worry about teleporting or anything like that. But look at the damage that Forest is doing, just poking people under this tower. Arja loses a reasonable chunk of his health. Keep an eye on the swirl seed from Ginger. If it connects onto 2 people, he's probably going to pull the trigger. It lands once again onto Dasher, but we haven't found a way in. It is going to deny this wave, though. It does mean that another wave gets cleared.
Yeah, good luck following up on that arrow with any of these PSG champs walking into a Zyra. No one decides they're brave enough to go for an attack onto this Corki. Nice reaction time from Dasher.
Okay, Evie now losing Mega Gnar. This could be the wave that PSG look for something on. The Mini Gnar, while really good in that isolated 1v1, generally very, very bad.
Yeah, I like the way SoftBank are just relentlessly grouping. they don't allow Aja to get anything done in these side lanes. Has no TP to come to these fights, so has to just group with his team on a Vayne, not contributing all that much.
Yeah, but look at now that Evie doesn't have that Mega Gnar, anytime that Woody presses E and runs aggressively forward, they do just have to back off because it is essentially not a 4v5, but like a 4.5v5, right? Where Evie, he's going to be really good at kiting, but there's no one really that you're going to be auto-attack kiting on the side of PSG other than maybe Woody. Everyone else is just going to be able to keep up with you, run you down. Arj now returning to this top lane.
Yeah, will importantly catch some of the CS because the top lane wave was pushing away from them. And I think that's why SoftBank have pulled off the play to catch this top wave. So Aj is going to be able to pick up some CS before it crosses to the enemy side of the lane. And this is going to help Evie catch up in CS. So he doesn't let the wave come all the way back into him.
And looking ahead, I mean, we really need to see more out of Aja. He has just been given so much gold because they forego fights up in the top side to let him push the bot lane and get gold for himself,
okay.
But not really finding value out of it yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but LDR this game on Marble is ridiculous to me. This should be a rapid fire cannon or just any other item in the game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a ridiculous purchase. Maybe on autopilot.
Oh, you have to be. This makes no sense.
There's like 40 armor on the entire PSG side. Maybe he wants the heal cut, but last game he didn't even go for the Mortal Reminder.
All right, now watch Ginger. He now does have flash available. One big Q. We saw Gemini land them time and time again. We saw Caster able to do it as well.
Yeah, PSG have position on Baron, but I don't think they can hit it.
They will absolutely annihilate it, though, if they get given like 5 seconds. This might be the fastest Baron team composition I've ever seen.
Yeah, just missing a Blade of the Ruined King on this Ashe, and it's about the fastest you could have.
Maybe you'd swap out Lilia for Brand, but yeah, it's where
Dasher's just soloing Dragon, and PSG can't do anything about it. They can't engage onto the SoftBank lineup.
China Cristiano will, though, and there goes the cleanse, so they will now have the second this Ashe ult back up. Wait a second. Ginger, he landed onto Marble, who just used cleanse, but he's not going to pull the trigger. Maybe if he knew where Dasher was, he might have.
Yeah, PSG should just be looking to pick up this top wave now, though.
Betty is so low on mana, but they've found... Oh, my God. Look at Woody. Oh my God, look at Woody.
They have no idea. Marble no cleanse either.
And not even pings going down. Oh,
Dasher.
God. Woody! Oh, maybe pulling the trigger too much, but he does find his way in. It's a nice ult from Evie, but that's a Gnar ult now that you are missing. Vista going aggressively onto RJ. RJ has that ult. He has that flash. He gets stunned up, though. Dasher needs to find one more auto attack, but he's not able to. On the other side, there's so many people asleep. And Ginger claims 1, Ginger claims 2. And it's going to be golden. Can we take this tower? Yes, we can. Oh, my God. It looked dodgy. But PSG, they'll claim 3 for 0. And ready, fellas, watch this Baron mount.
Yeah, this Baron is going to go down in seconds. A really well-played fight from Aja. Just baits so many members of SoftBank onto him. Ends the fight on half HP. Never even threatened to go down. Junji, a nice use of his Zhonya's to maximize the kills they can pick up. And that was like a 20-second Baron kill.
Maybe less.
Even that, yeah.
Yeah. I think that was definitely less.
Yeah, I think I said like 2 sentences. Marble just caught out by Woody, and it's...
Yeah, I think Woody probably would have had a better time not doing this. But he did keep his flash.
Yeah, Marble holds onto his flash way too long there, and yeah, they get onto Aja again with the headbutt pull, but there's no one to follow up. Nice flash from Junjia.
Maple used this Q the wrong way, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, Forrest not able to return the kill here because of the Zhonya's finish on Junjia. Almost gets the kill back to this Dasher, and now the gold lead gets bigger for PSG.
Yeah, and my God, they were like worried about the Baron. They had no idea that 3 people were in their blue buff. Oh, well, 2 people in their blue buff, 1 person at the bush just in front of it.
And Betty does the most damage in this fight. He has no business doing that much damage on an Ashe. Ashe should be pretty terrible into this SoftBank comp.
Yeah, it just felt uncontested that whole time. No one even thinking about the Ashe existing.
It is the Mortal Reminder from Marble.
Okay. That's more acceptable, especially with a Lilia.
Yeah.
The Lilia does just walk around healing ridiculous amounts.
Yeah, and I guess there's a Terminus, there's a Warden's Mail. Both these AD carries getting weirdly tanky on the side of PSG. SoftBank should not be trying to hold on to this tier 1 mid, I don't think. It's too dangerous too. You get collapsed when you've got no tier 2 bot, no tier 1 top. This has to be careful to not get chased down here, but no members for PSG.
Just going to force out that ult. I like that trade.
Yeah,
it's so much harder to play Alistar with no ult than it is to play Ashe with no ult.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, Dash is doing some damage, but Maple's going to be able to get to that wall, hit the skirt, get on out of there.
Yeah, both flashes up for Betty and Maple. Has them favored in any upcoming fight, and someone else needs to match this Vayne.
Yeah, this Na's not going to have a very good time up against the Warden's male Vayne, but is able to defend at least this wave. Ginger just being annoying with that swirl seed over the wall. But it's pretty hard to push in. There is still 50 seconds left on this Baron, and that means Maple is going to be able to pick up this top wave and this top tower.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that PSG, I mean, I could harp on all day about the things PSG was better at than most teams, but one thing in particular is when they get Baron, they're far better at utilizing it to get all three lanes pushing at the same time.
Yeah.
To sync up those minion waves, have someone with them buffing them with Baron. And so they all crash at the same time. So you can't commit 5 people to one lane to wave clear, then move to the other lane and wave clear. And it's something especially, what comes to mind is Frank Esports. They kind of get the Baron. One wave hits the tower, the other team defends it, then the next wave hits, the other team defend it, and they only ever really get any headway when they have the Maokai to ult. PSG, they just have all 3 lanes synced. They're able to hit towers at the same time. One wave gets defended, but you get the towers on the other lanes.
Yeah, and it's so impactful when you have a weakness on the side of SoftBank. Something like the Gnar who can't hold the lane by himself. No one can come help him because they're busy defending mid. They managed to get both tier 2s. Yeah, for Evie.
Yeah, but for what?
Has to just tank the Ash arrows for his team, maybe. Gets him out of the Lilia ult.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but it kind of doesn't feel like it's up to him, right? Like it doesn't feel like he gets to choose whether the Ash ult hits him.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like if you're choosing to get hit by the Ash ult, that probably means you're Eing into it, which then means you also can't E in to look for a good ult. At which point, it probably feels losing anyway.
Now, SoftBank are grouped for this dragon, but they're completely giving mid and top prio to do this. I don't think Evie's going to have a much easier time holding against the Zeri.
I think the argument for QSS might be, as you said, the Lilia ult, because you can get out of it and then defend your team instead of not necessarily looking for a big play.
Again.
But yeah, Woody's on the flank. I think he has a blast cone. I'm pretty sure he has a blast cone. Oh, he doesn't. They're just giving it up.
Yeah, but look at mid prio.
Yeah,
look at
they're
top
just
prio.
pushing in mid. Now it's SoftBank. They still don't know where Betty is. They don't know where he is. Maple now getting top. No one here to defend. SoftBank, they're looking aggressive in this mid wave, but keep an eye on Woody. He's going to see everyone.
Maple's just hitting.
He's just hitting that recall. Going back. But yeah, that's an inhib. I mean, you give over the 3rd dragon, so soul point now for SoftBank. But I think
the worst dragon in the game.
Yeah, it's the worst dragon in the game, and I think PSG's plan is to now utilize this inhib being down for that constant pressure. They no longer have to worry about RJ lacking a teleport. They can just send Maple to the bot lane, RJ in the top or the mid with his team, and then pressure this Baron, which, as you saw, any free time, like you might not even have the time for Dasher or Evie to teleport up.
Yeah,
I mean, might just be dead in time.
Yeah, Aja might just threaten the end for the rest of this game now. There's a world where he can just beat this Gnar 1v1 under his turrets. Yeah,
with the Wardens, the full-on Randuin's going to tank up a lot of that damage.
Ooh.
Woody, I thought he got found by the shopkeeper for a second there.
Yeah, not willing to commit onto Woody or SoftBank. Maybe could have chased him down, but they were really far away.
And they have no information. They're not the all-seeing people that we are.
Now, honestly, this Mortal Reminder looking pretty good for the MF.
Yeah, we stand corrected. Should be the rapid fire cannon next.
Yeah, I like these MF builds that don't include the Essence Reaver.
Yeah, it feels unnecessary.
Yeah, maybe you can play it differently and use your E a lot more on the MF. And that's a justification for going for the Essence Reaver, but a lot more damage with these builds. You get things like the rapid fire, which give you so much.
Yeah, so more uptime, the rapid fire, right?
Yeah.
Forest, he does not have access to any form of cleanse, and PSG, they're just going to be happy with taking away that red buff and backing out. Of course, we haven't really said it much this split, but we said it a lot last split. These blue buff, red buffs, they're kind of like objectives now that your whole team gets it if you pick it up. It feels a lot stronger than the days of old where it was just yourself, and if you had an Ivern, it was 2 people.
Yeah, still felt good before denying the buffs. Now it feels amazing.
Yeah.
Level 16 for Marvel now, big deal. MF ult, very strong. As well as the rapid fire IE combo picked up for him. He's going to be impactful. Evie tries to use the powered up blast gun to get something.
Yeah, Meganar going down now as you see that bot wave. It is.
Yeah. Arja's going to just run out of this.
Oh, Arja's on a flank, but he is a Vayne this game. SoftBank, they're starting up this Baron. Keep an eye on everything going on. They're getting low, and Arja, he's going to find Forest. He could look for that Condemn. He is, and Arja's pulled the trigger. Forest going forward. Maple should be able to get in here. Woody's the first one in, and he's taken out, but it's very low health, and Arja flashes, and Maple goes into him. Vista trying to cut him out. This is the bullet time. The bullet time is absolutely massive, but they're not able to find anything as Junja goes aggressive, goes golden, and Vista's picked up. Junja's going to go down, but not without taking kills. And look at the minions. Betty, he's got to try and find a stop. Dasher with the teleport. Can he get in there and kill him? No, there's no vision. But Maple's in, and Dasher teleports to that tower. But Maple, no!
And there are more members of PSG coming here. Both mid laners have flashed here. I don't think he can even stop this.
Maple looking aggressively again, dodges out of the big one. Oh, it's so close. It's on an absolute knife's edge, but Dasher's defeated at least one,
yeah,
but now Arja's here, and he has no health left. Maple's done enough to buy time for the other 280 carries on his team comp to get into that base, take the win, and it was a very close one, but PSG will claim game number 2.
Yeah, a valiant effort in that last fight from SoftBank. It felt like a desperation Baron from them that, honestly, I don't really think they needed to go for, but PSG attacked from multiple angles with the worst, what should be a much worse team fighting comp, but just pick off enough members of SoftBank that they're able to end there.
Yeah, that game looked like, you know, the start of it, PSG dominating, completely dominating. But SoftBank in the mid game played a lot better. They came back and they only lost